Hey watch lovers, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers. And today I have for us two Tudors that I have been waiting to get side by side that I've had in stock available at the same exact time. On my left is the Tudor Black Bay 54 in stainless steel. And on my right is the Tudor Pelagos 39 in titanium. I have had at least 3 or 4 people reach out and ask me to do this review. And if I'm being honest, it's one I've been wanting to do myself because I think one of these, I'd love to say both, but I think one of these could be my next Tudor as well. So I'm currently in the same boat as many of you, trying to decide which direction I may go. So let's get the case dimensions out of the way first. The Black Bay 54, I measured 37.2 millimeters diagonally across the case compared to 39.1 on the Pelagos 39. And that 39.1 is not counting this bezel. I actually am measuring that underneath. So I'm just getting the case itself. So the case itself from the P39 is 39.1. And I'll tell you why in a second, because moving along here, 3 to 9 across the aluminum bezel on the Black Bay 54, I measured at the same 37.2. So the exact same as with the case. You can see the bezel sits pretty flush right on that case. So the same measurement across the bezel. And this is where it's a little bit different on the Pelagos because that bezel does come off that case a little bit. So when I measure 3 to 9 across the bezel, I got an even 40 millimeters. Occasionally on prior models, I've had anywhere from 39.8 to 40. So again, I'm going to say it wears more like a 40 millimeter in my humble opinion because of the bezel itself there. And then the crystals. Let's talk about the sapphire crystals. 3 to 9 across the crystal on the Black Bay 54. I measured it 28.8, so it's just shy of 29 millimeters, 3 to 9. And on our Pelagos, I measured at 29.5. So not quite 1 millimeter larger from 3 to 9 across the bezel. You can see the Pelagos, you have more of a flat crystal there, a little bit raised above that bezel compared to the more domed kind of, I shouldn't say kind of, the more vintage-inspired crystal here on the Black Bay 54. Moving further along, the case profile, Black Bay 54, 11.2 millimeters thick compared to the Pelagos at 12 millimeters thick. So again, not quite 1 millimeter case thickness difference. And then 45.9 lug tip to lug tip on the 54 versus 46.7. So again, just about a millimeter longer lug to lug, but you can see that case profile. Certainly just visually, while we're talking about millimeters here, visually, the Pelagos does look and wear when I get on wrist, I feel like a little bit larger, but that's where the titanium really helps out. So moving on, we have a 20 millimeter lug width on the stainless steel bracelet, and that tapers down to 16 at the last link. We do have a fold over deployant clasp, ceramic ball bearings in there, clamshell style fold over there. You have the Tudor logo on that clasp. And we do have the T-fit clasp on both of these. So on the fly micro adjustability without any issue. Both of them, we have links removable by screws. We do have the faux rivets here on the Black Bay 54. You can see it's kind of the stepped as far as the taper here, which some folks really love. Others I know prefer the Ranger or the cleaner look of the oyster style bracelet, the 3-link bracelet. This is a 3-link, but I'm just speaking without the faux rivets. So again, the Black Bay 54 signed, much smaller crown, 200 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, and both of these are using the MT5400 Kinesi in-house movement, 70 hours of power reserve, solid stainless steel case back. Again, just trying to go over all the specs for you, comparing these two. You don't have a matte dial like you do on the 58. If you haven't seen that, I'll link that video. I won't call it sunburst either, but it's more of an ink kind of ink style dial. There's definitely a little bit more light play on this dial than on the 58. And then on the Pelagos, we have a 21 millimeter lug width, so slightly larger, just 1 millimeter larger, but the same taper, down to 16 at that last link, back out to 18 at that clasp. And again, let's take a look at the clasp sizes. I didn't look at that previously. The Pelagos clasp is a little bit longer than the 54 here, just taking a look. Again, removable by screws. We do have the T-fit, so again, on the fly micro adjustability, fantastic. We do have a solid case back. I mentioned the same movement, the MT 5400, 70 hours of power reserve. Signed crown. Again, here you have the Tudor Shield versus the Tudor Rose on the 54. We have the crown protectors on the Pelagos, no crown protectors. And I will say the crown itself is smaller on the 54 to the point where I didn't notice it. No issues whatsoever with the Pelagos grabbing it. The 54 is just like, it's not difficult, but it's just noticeable when you are setting the time initially. So I wanted to make sure to mention that. Again, no faux rivets here on this titanium bracelet. 200 meters of water resistance, so they're both 200 meters water resistance. And the weight. The stainless steel 54 came in at 138 grams even. Pelagos 39 at 110.8. So not quite 30 gram difference between the two of these. 3,900 retail on the Black Bay 54. 4,700 current retail on the Pelagos 39. So let me give you some bezel action. I'll throw these on wrist. I'll give you some loom shots, and really tell me which one you guys would put on your own wrist. So bezel action quick, butter smooth. A little easier to grip on the Pelagos. Again, the knurling here on the crown, just a little bit more spaced out, just a little bit easier to grip, you can see. And for the wrist shot. So again, I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist, gang. I'm gonna let you know, I really like both of these. Certainly the 54, vintage inspired, and I would absolutely wear either one of these size-wise. And frankly, I'm really having a difficult time deciding which one I like better. I really like both of them. I easily could see both of these being in a collection. You know, everybody always says it's a one-watch collection. I think either one of these could be that watch for you, depending. You know, certainly I find the Pelagos being more brushed and the titanium look to be a little bit more casual, which I think you could obviously, if you wanted to make this one your casual watch and the 54 more your, I dare say, formal. I think you could easily do a 3-watch collection with these two and throw in a 36 or 39 on the 5-link Jubilee bracelet and have a fantastic 3-watch Tudor collection. Again, both are great. I expect one of these will end up on my wrist in the near future, and as of filming this video, I'm still not sure which one that's going to be. I like them both. So here again, the loom. Boy, seeing the loom, that the Pelagos is tough, having that loom bezel. So anyway, I'll stop gushing over these two. I know folks have been asking for it. I finally got them both. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know. You know, does this video help you choose which one of these is better for you? Do you already own one of them? I'd be interested to hear or read your thoughts in the comments. So as always, thanks for viewing. If there's anything I can do for you, anything at all, shoot me an email, brad@brentlmiller.com, and I'll see you in the next video.